Hey guys, what is up? Zero here. Welcome back to Doki Doki Within. So, in the last episode, we finished off Act 2, and we have just started Act 3. Monika did what we basically expected from the beginning of this mod, considering the inspirations to Exit Music and Fallen Angel,
She
and
died.
yeah, she has died. She has committed suicide through pills, and there was no death CG, honestly. I don't know, depending on what you...
Kind of neat that they did it off screen and
On
didn't like glorify it.
It's
Like
one of those things, yeah, where it's like, I don't know if I'm saying that's a good play or if it's a bad play. It's a decision I don't really have an opinion on. Like, if anything, it's an interesting.
play.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say it's an interesting decision because most mods, they revel in being like, gotta get the death CG, like they.
I guess it sort of hits harder too, because like that's literally the last time you saw her, the last time you heard her, that was it.
Yeah. It definitely makes that, yeah, instead of being like, oh shit, it's like it kind of works a little better, I think. Like with I feel like the death reveal kind of works better because the reveal you get is the exact same reveal MC gets just through the phone and you're like, shit, It kind of worked a little better. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think any time has passed as far as I'm aware. I think it just said Act 3, so we don't know how long it's been. Presumably, I guess we can assume this is the next day? Let's see what happens. I lay sprawled out on my bed. Once again, I wake up in a cold sweat. Another night, another nightmare. It's been the same since the night I lost her. That being said, I didn't even sleep that night. Not that it's been any easier since then. All I see when I close my eyes is just her calling my name, asking me why I wasn't there. I wasn't even there when it happened, yet my mind still finds a way to remind me. I try to sleep again, but I'm restless. Rather reluctantly, I get out of bed. I struggle to find an ounce of motivation to do anything. However, I then hear a knock at the door. I grab my phone from the side of my bed and turn on the screen to see what day it is. It's Friday. Before I get dressed, though, I take a good long look at my lock screen. There, behind my recently cracked screen, is the girl I'll never forget. But as much as I never want to forget her, I can't say her name without it getting caught in my throat. I brush my thumb against one of the cracks, breathing gently out of my nostrils. I wish I could turn back time. I wish I could see her again. With a sigh, I rest my phone in my drawers and head downstairs. Oh, why is it dark? Wait, what? Where are we going? Who knocked on my door? What's going on?
Downstairs. You went downstairs to open the front door.
I thought someone knocked on his door. Oh, okay. So someone knocked on the front door. Oh, okay, I thought someone knocked on his door. Sorry, I was far away. I was turning off my fan. But, I thought someone knocked on his door. It's been 2 weeks, says someone in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
I fumble with the keys, but I'm eventually able to unlock the door. Aside from the downpour of rain, I can spot a familiar bound of coral hair. Hey, come inside. I open the door a little further and let Sayori inside. Sayori carefully closes the door. It's been a while since she came over. You're looking rough. I don't have an answer for that. I can't recall the last time I looked at myself in the mirror. How's everything back at school? I've been to school in 2 weeks. It didn't take long for news of what happened to reach the school. It eventually got to the point that I had a full-blown panic attack because people wouldn't stop asking me about her. It wouldn't surprise me if some people thought that I'd suffered the same fate. It's been alright. Kinda. We're still trying to process everything. I nod. We've been worried about you, Zero. You've not been the same. Hell, we've barely seen you since then. I pinch the bridge of my nose and shake my head. She's got more than enough to worry about already. I don't need to add myself to the list. I'm trying to be here for you. I plant my forehead against the wall and slowly breathe. Sorry. Sorry then comes up behind me and pats my back. I know you're hurting, so I'm not going to hold it against you. I am going to try to be here for you as much as I can. I look back at her and smile weakly. Thanks, Sayo. You don't need to thank me. I'll never understand how Sayori has put up with me all these years. But I'm glad that she's around. Sayori then takes her phone out of her jacket pocket. I know I only just got here, but I gotta get going. Alright, Sayori. If you want, I can always come over after school to keep you company until my parents get back. Of course, if you want me to. I mean, with tomorrow being the day of the funeral, I could do with all the company I need. Yeah, I'd like that. I'll see you later then? I force a smile. Yeah, see you then. Sayori beams before leaving. As soon as she leaves, though, I find myself alone again. Alone with my thoughts. Maybe I can use this time to get some writing done? I may not be currently going to school, but I am still part of a literature club, let alone one that was run by my girlfriend. It's really the least I can do. I don't want to let her down again now, do I? Oh god, what happened to the club? It's lost its color. It's disheveled. Oh wow, we're actually going to the funeral? Yeah, I am surprised considering it's inspired by X music. I thought they were gonna skip the funeral. Yeah, I'm surprised that we're actually keeping the funeral. Think of the 1,000 bits, Rage Bob. Oh great, Tom is going to yell at us, bro. Tom Selleck better not be at that funeral. We about to square up, bro. Oh my god, I don't care if he was in Friends. School day drags on until the final bell rings. Oh, never mind. This is Sayori. Again, that is another thing I wish this mod still did, is told us who who we are switching to. Because I'm like, right, because I was like, wait, he can't go to, he's not at school. So this is Sayori, I'm assuming.
I guess she's the leader of the club now.
I mean, yeah. I guess it is Sayori. Even though Yuri was acting more like a vice president than Sayori. Actually, no, Sayori was acting like Monika. So Sayori was already acting like the president this entire mod, so.
Okay. They're preparing us.
The school day drags on until the final bell rings. I then came to the club room to see both Natsuki and Yuri waiting for me. As soon as we step in, we do what we've been doing for the past few weeks. Natsuki started reading on her own. Yuri sat on a desk close to the window, gazing out at the rain. And I'm just sitting at the front, completely clueless on what to do. I did consider putting the club on an indefinite hiatus not long after I found out what happened to Monika. But I personally felt like keeping the club going would be what she would have preferred. She always said she wanted the club to continue after we were gone. It would be a bit of a disservice if we were to abandon what we all worked so hard for. Still though, I'm heartbroken that she's gone. We all are. And at the same time, we're all concerned about what Zero might do. Natsuki can still hear screams from that day. Yuri, for a time, thought she had something to do with it. Eventually, though, Natsuki told her everything that Zero told her. And I'm simply worried that he might completely snap. I desperately want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he'll recover. I can't be too sure, especially with tomorrow looming. Figuring I should at least keep myself active, I go to see if either of the girls want to talk. I approach Natsuki, only notice the small white earbuds she's wearing. Instead, I pull out a chair and sit in front of Yuri. You okay, Yuri? I'm doing okay. I could be doing better, but I'm okay. She smiles warmly, and I smile back. I'm glad to hear that. Can I ask you something, though? Of course. How's Zero been? I know it's odd of me to ask, but I know you two are close, so I just thought... Plus, he may or may not have been on my mind lately. I think for a bit. Out of everyone, Yuri's been the one that has had the least amount of contact with Zero since he had stopped coming in. I know him and Yuri had a bit of a closest friendship, so I would feel wrong about leaving her in the dark. Zero's doing alright, but I'm worried about tomorrow.
As am I. Can't imagine it's going to be easy. Like, I know us three are going to be there to support him, but is that going to be enough?
Yuri looks out the window once more. I reach out and rest a hand on her wrist. You said he was on your mind, right? She nods. I know it's not the right time to ask, but do you still like him? Like, you know, in that way? She goes crimson.
I
rest a hand on her shoulder.
I'm going to sound selfish.
I quickly look towards Natsuki. She's still reading and listening to her music. I then look back to face Yuri. Yuri, this is just between us. Just like when you told me. I promise, I won't judge. Yuri sighs.
Well, yes. But I know I could never replace Monika. There was a part of me that was jealous at first, yes. But I eventually realized that the connection they had was something else. The love they had for each other meant a great deal to them. It's rare to see this sort of connection come naturally like it did with them.
She thinks for a moment.
I know I could never replicate what they had, let alone replace it. And even if I could, I wouldn't want to. But I still want to see him happy. It's what Monika would have wanted.
I give Yuri a teary-eyed smile. It is. Yeah. It is. It's what we all want. I get up and start to walk back to the front desk. However, I then hear a knock at the door. That's odd. We don't usually get visitors. It's open! The door clicks open. Ryuji and Kaho silently walk in. I've seen Kaho around a few times, mostly because Monika was in the council with her. As for Ryuji, I've really only seen him around either Zero or Kaho. Can't really say I know him that much. Hey, so you wouldn't have seen Zero lately, have you? I saw him this morning. I don't know if he's on about coming back into school anytime soon, though. Why do you ask? Yuji regretfully sighs. It's probably best if Kaho explains. I turn to her.
I know it might seem sudden, probably even a bit much, but the student council and myself are working with the school to hold a memorial for Monika. We've been planning it since last week, and we were wondering if Zero wanted to say a few things.
My mouth partially hangs open. In the corner of my eye, I see Yuri looking over at us. She looks concerned. Eyes dart between both Kaho and Ryuji in slight confusion. When's the memorial planned for, exactly? For Monday, if I remember it right. Ryuji looks back at me with sorrow in his eyes. Feeling frustrated, I unintentionally raise my voice. Her funeral's tomorrow? That's gonna be hard on him enough as is. I can't imagine. No, she said it wrong. My bad. Yeah, it's supposed to be her funeral's tomorrow. It's gonna be hard enough on him as is. I can't imagine him wanting to talk about it to the whole school. I then lower my voice. He can't even say her name without getting upset. The room is silent after I say that. Well, silent, besides the faint music coming from Natsuki's earbuds. Ryuji then turns to Kaho. Come on, let's just go. Kaho nods and they start to head out. Before they leave, though, Kaho stops at the door to speak to me.
Sayori, is it?
I nod.
If you do see Zero later at all, could you let him know about what's happening on Monday? And maybe see if he wants to...
Kaho, please don't force her to get him on board. He's been through enough already. Ryuji's back out as soon as he spoke up. Kaho simply sighs regretfully.
So sorry, I'll be right out.
He rushes out, presumably after Ryuji. I just return to the front desk. This time my fingers rapidly on the wooden top. I debate whether or not to end today a little earlier than usual. Screw it. I get up and go towards Yuri.
Hey, Sayori. What's up?
I was gonna end today's meeting a little early.
Ah. Understandable.
Yuri collects her things and goes to walk out. Before she does, though, she turns to say one last thing to me.
Let Zero know that I hope he's alright.
I nod and smile at her. Will do. After my reassurance, Yuri quietly exits, and I go to let Natsuki know. I tap her shoulder, and she pulls her earbuds out. Huh? Natsuki looks around the room, only to realize we're the only ones left. I ended the session a bit earlier. Did I miss anything? You remember Kaho from the student council, right? Sorta, yeah. Well, she said the school's planning a send-off for Mani. So I had to leave out that she was wanting Zero to say a few words. Oh. That's gonna be fun. I go to get my jacket and bag before returning to Natsuki. I'm gonna be visiting Zero. I was wondering if you'd want to come with. Of course I do! I've not seen him since his panic attack. I can't even get that night out of my head. Those screams. Natsuki stops herself. I rest a hand on Natsuki's shoulder. You want to talk about it on the way to his house? Natsuki nods, wiping her eyes. I'll try to. Natsuki gets her stuff, and we finally walk out of the club room. Ooh. Well, this is getting interesting so far. So they wanted to have a memorial for her, I guess on the same day as the funeral, and they wanted to ask him if he wanted to say a few words. I mean, I don't know. Kaho definitely kind of, Ryuji kind of have the right point, like, alright, let him do it if he wants to. I don't know if it's a little weird. Ryuji had the right point, but I mean, I don't know, maybe that's what, maybe Kaho was thinking that would help him cope better if he's able to say a few words. But of course, you know, it's people just trying to, you know, be there, try their best. Obviously, they don't always have the right, they don't always have like the right way of knowing how to do it, because obviously it's a hard situation to deal with. Like, what do, you know? Also, Yuri having feelings for him still. I also kind of like how that was handled. I like how Yuri does still have feelings for him, but even Yuri says like, but I can't replace Monika, you know, like, and how she explains why she backed off early, like why she kind of backed off from liking him. It was like, you know, she was like, I figured out that I couldn't get between them. Though her reasoning is a little odd, I will say. Like, at first I thought her reasoning was gonna be like, plus, Monika's my friend, and I couldn't do that to her. That wasn't her reason at all. Her reason quite literally was just MC loved her. They just loved each other too much, and I just couldn't get in between that. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that's a good reason. Don't get me wrong. It's a decent one, but it's like she didn't even mention about the fact that she would be kind of betraying her friend, you know? Like that wasn't even brought up. Like, you'd also kind of be a bitch. Like, you'd kind of be an asshole. Yeah, they handled it better than the demo. The placement of it is kind of weird. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I guess it is a little odd where it happens. Where, like, Sayori's just like, do you still like him? Like, randomly right there in the club. Yeah, the reasons were meh. I will at least say, as long as it seems like they got rid of Yuri liking him, like, I'll at least give them credit for that. Is the Yuri knew to back off. I at least will give them credit for at least allowing Yuri to know that you know, Yuri at least backed off. Just, yeah, her reasons were kind of meh, but at least she did. All right, that's all that matters. Is it like, what, fucking bass exit music where Yuri was like still trying to get with fucking MC after he missed Natsuki's funeral? And then Monika had to slap her. That mod was unhinged. I forgot that
mod
even
was
happened.
absolutely unhinged.
I forgot that even happened until now. Oh, like, the bass exit music was so unhinged. What the hell?
Oh my god.
Why did we let that mod cook?
I don't know. It's because it was one of the first, chat.
I don't know. That's why I can never understand the people. It's like, as much as we may not like, as much as Redux may not fix all the issues, I can never say the original was better than Redux. I disagree. It's like, I cannot agree with that. Never. Like, crap was unhinged in the original.
Absolutely.
What was that mod cooking? What were they cooking? But yeah, so far pretty good, pretty decent, pretty sad. I like Sayori trying to lead the club but not really knowing what to do. Though, to be fair, like I said, I feel like it would hit a little harder if Sayori wasn't already acting like the leader of the club the entire mod.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it would hit harder if she was, like, literally not doing a lot of this stuff, and then we had to see her be thrusted into this role. But it is still nice to see. It is still, like, an interesting thing to see, like, the club just kind of depressed and not really knowing what to do. Just caring about their member. MC. Or me. I wake up on my desk. Must have dozed off again. I check the time. It's 5 to 4 in the afternoon. And they should be about to finish club right about now. I guess I should prepare for Sayori's visit. Sluggishly, I get up from my desk chair and head to the bathroom. I quickly splash my face with a bit of warm water. After drying myself, I look at myself in the mirror. Christ, Sayori wasn't kidding. I do look rough. I run my hand over my mouth, my slowly developing stubble brushing against my fingers and palm. As I do, my thoughts take hold of me. Why are you still here? There's nothing left here for you. You're just dragging everyone else down with you. Close my eyes tightly to attempt to block out the voices. Sayori? Natsuki? Yuri? Maru? Your own damn mother? You're just leading them on until the inevitable. I slam my fist on the counter and open my eyes. My breath and my hands are shaky. My thoughts have been getting worse each day. Mom's already put a referral in for me to see a therapist. God only knows how long I'll be waiting, though. I'm then brought back to reality by the knocking at the front door. After collecting myself, I head downstairs. I unlock the door and let both Sayori and Natsuki in. Before I can say anything, though, Natsuki just comes up to me and hugs me tightly. Hey, Natsuki. I missed you. She's straight to the point. I look straight into her pink eyes. I missed you too. How's you and your dad been? Natsuki releases me. I mean, Dad's been fine. He's been checking in with Mom to see if you and her are alright. And as for me, honestly, I'm still worried about you. I reach around and pat Natsuki on her back. I'm doing okay. I'm still here, aren't I? Natsuki looks away, unsure of what I just said. Doesn't take me long to realize the implications of my sentence. I'm just gonna get some water. I quickly rush to the kitchen. Also, I like this also. I'm just gonna point out the fact Natsuki just mentioned, he just called our mom. Are they married already? Like, she's just calling him mom now?
She's probably preparing.
Preparing for it. Grab a glass near the sink, fill it, and quickly gulp down the water. Once again, my breathing is shaky. I've gone from overthinking everything I say to speaking without even taking a single second to process it. Fucking terrific. I turn my head to see Sayori having just walked into the kitchen. Hey. I smile weakly. Hey. How are you? You know me. Same old, same old. Yuri also wanted to say hi, and hopes you're okay. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm 100% okay, but I'm fine. I attempt to smile again. Besides, I'll see Yuri tomorrow. I struggle to even say the last part without choking up. The last funeral I went to was my biological dad's. Even then, that was 7 years ago. And now, tomorrow, I have to go to Mana. Tears start to trickle out of my eyes. I end up covering my face with my hand and having a light cry to myself. Sayori rushes over and wraps an arm around me. It only causes me to cry more. I try to speak, but my voice is strained. Why am I like this? I just want to hold her again. I just wish I could hear her voice and tell her how much I love her again. I want to feel her warmth. I envelop Sayori in my arms and almost fall to my knees as a result. I just want her back, Sayori. I just want her back. My last sentence comes out as a strained whimper. Even now, I can't bring myself to say the name that's been on the tip of my tongue for what feels like forever now. Look at her Natsuki coming into the room. Doesn't take her long to join Sayori in holding me. They shouldn't be wasting their energy on me like this. It's like they're carrying a dead weight. In time, they let me go, and I stand up. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to break down.
It's gonna be hard, we know. But we're gonna be here for you.
But you shouldn't be. Slide my hands into my pockets. I know you've only just arrived, but I'd like some time alone. Just to mentally prepare for tomorrow, you know? Both girls look downcast. Eventually, though, Natsuki sighs and looks back up at me. You promise we'll see you tomorrow? I nod and look down at the ground. Of course, yeah. It's really the one chance I actually have to say goodbye to her. I know tomorrow's going to kill me, but I've got to do it for her. I'll see you tomorrow, Nat. After saying bye to Sayori, Natsuki quietly leaves, giving me one more worried glance as she does.
There's something I should probably tell you before I go. Kaho came looking for you today.
She did? Sayori nods.
The school is planning a memorial for Monday.
My chest tightens and my eyes widen slightly. Right. Eyes are darting all around the place. If I can start getting too erratic, though, Sayori comes up to me and wraps her hands around my wrists.
I'm not going to pressure you into coming in that day. I just thought it'd be best to let you know.
Sayori then gives me my wrists a gentle squeeze. However, despite Sayori's intentions, I wince a little.
Zero?
They'll heal.
Zero, we talked about you doing this.
Sayori, they'll heal, okay? My voice almost breaks. Started only a few days after she passed, and it's already become a crutch. Just go, Sayo. You'll be fine. Sayori takes a step away from me and looks away. There's silence between us. Can't imagine what she could possibly be thinking right now. Disappointment? Possibly frustration? Something else? Who knows at this point? It's not like I could exactly blame her anyway.
I'll see you tomorrow.
She leaves without another word. I am again left only with my thoughts and the pattering of the rain outside. I head back upstairs and return to my desk. Resting my balled fists on the sides of my head, I rack my brain for an idea of what to do. I take a look at the scattered sheets littered around the table. Nothing but a bunch of barely legible scribbles. I breathe slowly as I lower my hands onto the table. I then grab a hold of a loose sheet of paper and my pen. Breathing slowly, I begin to write. Uh-oh. He's been cutting his arms. He's been cutting his wrists. Oh, hello. There's a poem now.
I've been here. I'm just not talking.
Well, no, what? I didn't say you were gone. What?
But you said, "Oh, hello." I thought you were talking to me.
No, I said, oh, hello to the poem.
Oh.
I said, oh, hello. How long in the club / in a relationship? It was a long time since I last played this mod. I assumed it was like a week like most mods. The relationship lasted
It
2
was a
months.
couple months. I think.
This mod actually fixes the other problem with exit music. Again, I'm sorry for comparing this mod to exit music a lot, but I mean, the inspiration is there, so I feel like it's kind of like it's inevitable. All right, so I am sorry for people who are like, is he comparing it to exit music again? But it's like, can you blame me? Like it's literally inspired, and you could definitely tell. But yeah, the one issue I think a lot of people did have with exit music was MC's rash decision to do certain things in the original, even though him and Natsuki only dated for like a week in that mod, or like 2 weeks, I think.
I feel like he's gonna do it in this mod too.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Then this one, he at least has like 2 months. You know, he was at least with her for 2 months to the point where you're like, oh damn. This mod and EMR have top tier presentation in my opinion, but execution and yeah, the presentation in EMR is really good. It's just EMR's execution is definitely missing. I feel like EMR still has better presentation than this mod though, because this mod's presentation is okay, but it's not the best. Like they still have developer mode on. But so far though, I've been actually really enjoying this act. Alright, time to read the poem. With you. With you. The cloudy gray skies hover over us. We all stand there, clad in dark and sullen. Mutual mourning silence is the only thing shared between everyone here. Between you and I. You, the girl I couldn't save. You, the girl who meant more to me than anyone could ever know. You, the one I love with all my heart. You loved me too. Yet now, hearing your name only hurts. With you, I felt complete. Without you, I've succumbed to defeat. With you, I rode the emotional high of my life. Without you, both my heart and soul only know strife. And now as I look down at the earth where you now reside, I only have one wish, to be buried under the earth, with you. It was pretty good. I don't know, I can't really talk, I don't know how to rate poems. Oh, hello. We are at a funeral. All right.
It's not a laughing matter, Zero.
Everybody, turn off your phones. we are at a funeral.
You're at a funeral.
Everyone, chat, get your suits on. The day of the funeral is a chilly one. Oddly so for the middle of summer, but it suits in a weird sense. Despite everyone that was there, I still felt like I was on my own. I just sat still the entire time. Both friends, family, and even some of our extended family gave me their condolences. But it all just sinks in. I don't respond to any of it, aside from giving a nod or two. Being here feels like I'm suffocating. But I promised myself that I'd be here. If not for myself, then for her. Hours passed by, each seemingly stretching longer than the last. My eyes lock onto her casket. It was an open casket funeral, so I was able to see her before I sat back down. As soon as I saw her, though, my heart sank to the depths of my chest. Just seeing her there. Love of my life. Just laying there. Cold. Lifeless.
I wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yet her face bears a pained expression. Just another reminder of that day. Eventually, the casket is closed. It seems like he was barely able to handle it too. And then starts to be lowered. And lowered. And lowered. And lowered. Until she becomes one with the ground. So as I start refilling the hole with dirt, I look down at the ground and bite down on the insides of my bottom lip. I'm trying my hardest not to cry. The last thing I want to do is cause a scene at my girlfriend's funeral. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I did. Soon enough, everyone starts to disperse. Everyone, except me. I just remain sad, staring across towards her gravestone. Once everything clears up, Mom does come up and asks if I want her to stay with me for a bit longer. I simply shake my head. I'll be fine. I'd just like a moment with her. Mom shows a bit of reluctance. Eventually says she'll wait for me in the car. As she leaves the cemetery, I get up and slowly walk towards the stone slab. I soon stop still in my tracks and look down. The first thing I notice is a text that's been delicately engraved onto it. Monika Harai. 22nd September 1998 to the 6th June 2017. Beloved daughter, granddaughter, and friend. I flicker across the eulogy until they meet what lays at the very bottom of it. Behind a small glass panel, there's a picture of her. The girl who currently resides under the ground on which I stand. She's smiling in that picture, which looks to be from her 18th. What I'd give to see that smile again. To hear her laugh again. To feel her warmth again. What I'd give to hold her again. To see her again. To see... Hey, Monika. It's Zero. It's been a while, hasn't it? My quiet, shaky voice finally leaves my mouth. That's the first time in a while I've said her name without it getting caught in my throat. I wait a minute before speaking again, as if she'll somehow be able to hear me. Maybe she can. I don't really know. I've not been at school for a while. Things were getting a little too much for me to handle. Speaking of school, though, they're holding a memorial for you on Monday. I temporarily pause to wipe my eyes. Sarah's been keeping the club going since you've been gone. She's not told me how it's been going yet. The girls have been doing okay, but I know they're still trying to cope. And me? Well, some tears forming, but I'm able to keep myself from breaking down. I wish you were still here, Monika. I really do. I wipe my eyes again, sniffling as I do so. Christ, I miss you so much. I cover my mouth as I slowly start to crack. Just seeing her like this, it's indescribable. I take slow breaths to steady myself before I even attempt to speak again. I know it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna... I fall silent. I can't even promise Monika that I'll be okay. I start to step away, still not taking my eyes off the gravestone. Eventually, though, I turn away and look straight at the ground as I start walking. I start building speed, my eyes not once looking away from the grass. I keep walking until I bump into someone. I look up and see that I bumped into Harumi. Miss Harai! Sorry, I wasn't looking where I was going.
Zero, you don't have to apologize. Also, there's no need to be so formal.
She smiles warmly at me. We've not seen each other since last Saturday. That day, she came to tell me about the funeral arrangements and just to check how I was doing in general. How have you been doing? Been a little while since I've seen you.
If I said I was fine, I'd only be being half honest. I'm alright some days, but I'm still struggling to process everything. Like, one day she's telling me she's okay, and then the next day, I find her.
It's a mother's worst nightmare. I can't imagine what that was like.
And when I had to tell you, God, you sounded heartbroken.
I nod. I was. I still am. And I think it's going to be a long time until that feeling goes away. If ever. My voice is strained. I love her. I still do. But some days, it hurts to think about her.
I can never apologize enough about what happened. There's so much more I could have done.
Harumi, it wasn't your fault. You raised an amazing daughter, and I'm incredibly grateful that I got to meet her. Seeking a way to shift the conversation, I look to my right and spot Daisuke. He seems to be smoking. How's he been handling things? I mean, I like Daisuke. It would be rude of me not to ask. Harumi looks over to her husband and then back at me.
I don't know how to explain it, but he seems completely unfazed by everything.
Given how he treated Monika, I can't say I'm surprised. But even then, At least thought there'd be some semblance of emotion in there. I again looked to my right. To my dread, Daisuke spotted us and I started walking over. Harumi, what's taking you so long? He sounds agitated. When he looks over at me, his brow sharpens, almost like he's angry at the fact that I'm talking to Harumi.
I'm talking to Zero. Is there an issue with talking to our daughter's boyfriend?
Harumi's tone is just as sharp. Daisuke keeps his eyes locked on me. I never said there was an issue with it. I just want you to hurry up. Was that last part directed to her or me? I sigh and look directly at him. There's a myriad of things I want to do to him. I want to ask him how he can live with himself, despite everything he's done. Part of me even wants to beat him to the ground for all the pain he's caused. But he doesn't even deserve that. It would be too much effort. Plus, would I be able to forgive myself if I did cause a scene at Monika's funeral? I doubt it. Look, Daisuke, I get it. You don't like me. First off, don't worry. That feeling is very much mutual. Second, whether you realize it or not, I care a great deal about your daughter and your wife. Certainly a lot more than you seem to. There's so many things I want to say to you. But, unlike you, I actually have something you seem to lack. And that be respect for your daughter. My tongue gets noticeably sharper and more direct. Daisuke growls at me, almost like he's about to rip my head off. He goes to say something back, but keeps quiet. I meant to say scowls. I said growls. He is a dog now.
Oh.
He eventually just storms off, glancing back and forth at me. Hopefully it's the last time I have to see him. And then snap my head back to Harumi. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what came over me.
It's okay. It's honestly kind of relieving to hear someone talk to him like that.
There's a moment of silence between us.
I should probably let you go now. It's been lovely seeing you again.
Likewise.
If you ever want to chat, you can always come over.
I might have to take her up on that offer. If I don't go mad first. If I have the time, I will. I managed to give her a warm, but still very forced smile. Rumi gives me a hug before we part ways. Her presence is quite comforting, and it does little to quell the storm slowly brewing in my mind. And then start to walk back to my mother's car, returning my gaze to the floor. Go for the freaking chat, just like, he should have beat him up. No, chat, no. He shouldn't have. Thank you for the 500 bits, Rage Bob. This is your fault, Tom. Fuck you. Fuck you, Tom. It's all Tom's fault.
Tom's fault.
Again, that was a pretty nice funeral scene. It was a nice little funeral scene. Funeral scenes usually get me sometimes, but not fully. Actually, I say funeral scenes usually get me sometimes, but I don't really have a lot of experience at funeral scenes. I think the last actual funeral scene was the one in Amori that I could experience. That one almost got me. That was pretty decent, though. That was a nice scene.